Hi, my name is Gerardo, and today we're going to talk about the importance of listening. So listening can be transactional or interactional. Transactional means that you're going to be receiving information, and interactional means that you will receive that information because later on you will use it to engage yourself in a conversation. This is why it is called collaborative, because the, the speakers can use the information they receive to drive the conversation into the topics they want to talk about. As teachers, it's very important to find ways in which we can recreate the conditions of a real life situation. But the most important here to keep in mind is that you have to think about your students' needs, because it won't be the same as if you're having a class with college students who are going abroad into a student exchange. Perhaps for them, it will be better to be exposed to different accents. On the other hand, if you're giving classes for elementary or secondary school, then it will be better to have only one single accent and focus your class into that one. In Mexico, for example, the best one, I think it will be American accent, because that's the one that people will be encounter more likely. Um, Also, a strategy that we can use nowadays is um, the platform of Zoom, because in that way you can expose your students to many people around the globe. It's actually something that I'm doing with my students, and I think that is very useful, because they can also increase their values um, towards other cultures. They are reinforcing the globalization and internationalization, and they are also being exposed to different accents and increasing their vocabulary. So this is something that that I can take from the anthology, and in a few minutes I will be explaining about um, a class to be focused on listening. Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Gerardo Huerta, and today we're going to be talking about a lesson that I have designed for listening. So this is actually something that I have used with one of my groups. The group is a form of 7 students. The level is intermediate. They are adults, and the general topic is question tags. The main purpose is to practice this use of question tags. And I divided it in 4 different moments of the class. The first one is a general review of the question tags, which I have previously taught. Here I'm gonna explain once more, like, what is the general use of a question tag, when do we need to use it, how do we create it, etc. And I will also answer the questions of the students. Then the second moment is about brainstorming. In this moment, the students will have the chance to produce question tags, but based on a hypothetical scenario where they need to interrogate a murderer. So this is actually something that we're gonna do oral. Perhaps we will also use the whiteboard, but it's more about, like, oral, just checking that they really understand the use of question tags. Then the main activity, and it's actually the one that absorbs most of the time, is the listening section. In here, students will use the question tags in a listening scenario, so here they are gonna listen to an interview about Jack the Ripper, and they will also answer the exercises in the book. This is actually the book that we are using. Let me share again. This is the book that we are using, and we will be working in this page. So as you can notice in here, we have several listenings where they need to be interacting. And once we listen, usually what I do is that I play it twice. And if it is very complicated, then I do it for a third time. But that's in very rare occasions. Um, from this listening, they have to solve this first section and then the second part. In the first one, as in the anthology was mentioning, students can take the chance to really um, have visual aids. And in the second one is more about focusing on specific information. Um, so they have to pay attention and to be looking for specific moments of the listening that will help them to solve this exercise. And in the third exercise, in this one, they have to fill in the gaps. So there is also um, a need for them to pay attention to this third listening, where they need to complete the conversation. And this activity is very productive because they can also talk in between each one of the listenings, and we can exchange ideas, and we can be practicing these question tags, which is the main purpose of the whole series of class for that week. Then for the last activity, the students will have to put in order some pictures that I'm gonna give them. And this is also connected to Jack the Ripper. And I decided to go on with the example that was given on the book, just to have it on the same line rather than giving a different topic. And these pictures actually come from Pinterest. So here you can see a small comic, kind of. So I will cut it and I will give it to the students. Um, I will give this one and also this one. So they have to kind of put in order the sentence according to the things that they have heard on the listening is very related to it. So it's a nice way to approach listening because as in the ontology was mentioning, you have to have a pre-activity, things to do during the activity, and then post-activity. So I think that I cover the three of them with this approach. So this was my presentation about the lesson. I hope that you like it, and we will be in contact on the next videos. Take care. See you.